Hello everybody, this is John Smith, Safety Director for Freedom Trans Dedicated. I want to take a few minutes and talk about the safety topic that appeared in our July edition of our Freedom Trans Dedicated newsletter entitled The Road Report. This article dealt with mobile phone restriction rules for CMV drivers. Now, a little bit about the overview and background of this rule. It restricts the use of all handheld mobile devices by drivers of commercial vehicles. This rulemaking restricts a CMV driver from holding a mobile device to make a call or dialing by pressing more than a single button. CMV drivers who use a mobile phone while driving can only use a hands-free phone located in close proximity. Research commissioned by the FMCSA shows that the odds of being involved in a safety-critical event, in other words, a crash, a near crash, or an unintentional lane deviation, are 6 times greater for commercial vehicle drivers who engage in dialing a mobile phone while driving than for those who do not. Dialing drivers took their eyes off the forward roadway for an average of almost 4 seconds. At 55 miles per hour or 80 feet per second, this equates to drivers traveling about 300 feet, about the length of a football field, without looking at the roadway. So what is the definition of using a mobile telephone? Well, the use of a handheld mobile telephone means using at least one hand to hold a mobile phone to make a call, or dialing a mobile phone by pressing more than a single button, or reaching for a mobile phone in a manner that requires a driver to maneuver so that he or she is no longer in a seated position restrained by a seatbelt. Now, what does this rule mean for drivers and carriers? Well, fines and penalties, right? Using a handheld mobile phone while driving a big truck can result in a driver disqualification. Penalties can be up to $2,750 for drivers and up to $11,000 for employers who allow or require drivers to use a handheld communication device while driving. Disqualification. Multiple violations of this prohibition of using a handheld mobile phone while driving can result in a driver disqualification by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Multiple violations of state laws prohibiting use of a mobile phone while driving a big truck is a serious traffic violation that could result in a disqualification by a state of drivers required to have a CDL. What are the risks? Using a handheld mobile phone is risky because it requires the driver to reach for and dial the phone to make a call. Reaching for a phone out of the driver's immediate area is risky, as well as dialing, because these actions take the driver's eyes off the roadway. This rule applies to drivers operating a commercial vehicle on a roadway, including moving forward or temporarily stationary because of traffic control devices, or other momentary delays. A mounted phone is acceptable as long as it is mounted close to the driver. It can also have an impact on our safety measurement results. Violations negatively impact our SMS results, and they carry the maximum severity weight. So how do we comply with this rule? It's real simple. Make sure the mobile telephone is within close enough proximity that it's operable while the driver is restrained by properly installed and adjusted seat belts. Use an earpiece or the speakerphone function. Use voice-activated dialing. Use the hands-free feature. To comply, a driver must have his or her mobile telephone located where he or she is able to initiate, answer, or terminate a call by touching a single button. The driver must be in the seated driving position and properly restrained by a seatbelt. Drivers are not in compliance if they unsafely reach for a mobile phone, even if they intend to use the hands-free function. So remember, it's easy to comply with this rule. No reaching, no holding, no dialing, no texting, no reading. Thank you for your time. Have a great and safe July, and we'll see you next month. Goodbye.